Alright, yo, what's up guys? It's me, Shadow. Real quick before this video starts, I'm going to put the drum kits and VSTs that I used up on the screen. You guys can feel free to pause the video and take a look. I'm going to try not to take too long in this intro today, guys, so I'm just going to go right into plugging myself. Follow my Instagram if you want. That's where I'm most active on social media. If you guys are interested in my beats, I have a type beat channel where most of my beats go. And then lastly, I have a BeatStars. I post beats, I post drum kits, sound kits, you know, something for everyone. I just recently dropped a plug and beat essentials kit, and I also have multiple serum banks and drum kits perfect for these types of genres. So if you guys want to check them out, links will be in the description. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day or night. Peace. Alright, yo, what's up guys? It's me, Shadow, back again with another tutorial video. This week we're going to be going over how to make beats for SLUMP6S, more specifically inspired by his most recent single, Presidential. If you guys don't already know, that song was produced by Philip. Philip makes beats, and Bean Coco. I'm just going to call Bean Coco Larry for the sake of this video because that is his name, and I don't want to say Bean Coco over and over again. But basically, they are the two people who produced this song. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Philip made the loop and then Larry did the drums. Not 100% certain, but that's just what I think happened. You guys probably aren't looking for a history lesson. Basically, I'm breaking down how to make beats in the style of those two producers and this song specifically. One more thing before we hop into this video, guys. I'm pretty sure Slump has his next project already planned out, and I've heard multiple unreleased snippets from him. And this beat style, you know, like crazy, super aggressive sub 808s and like all like out of this world pad melodies. That's like definitely the direction it seems like he's going in. So yeah, I guess that's a tip if you want to make like slump type beats. But yeah, I'm gonna quit my rambling, guys. I'm gonna hop right into this video. Starting off, I set the BPM to 140. You know, you can kind of do whatever BPM you want for a slump type beat, but like 130 to 150 is kind of the range you want to go in. Sounds I use for this beat are pretty simple, guys. You know, nothing too crazy. First off, I have this Molly hat or Mally hat, I don't know. Then I have this amazing clap. Then I have the Meds 808. Then I have the Isolation 808. And then I have the Mexico Drill Perk. Most of these sounds, including the 808s, which are the most important part, could be found in my Twizzy Stash kit. It's actually a free download, so link in the description if you guys want to go cop that. It's completely free, you know, no fee or anything like that. And if for some reason you like it, there is a $20 deluxe version with twice the sounds. Not trying to plug myself too hard, but yeah. And then, guys, the plugin of choice for this video is going to be Serum. I couldn't completely nail the melody style. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Philip's the one who did the melody, and his melodies are just like something else, man. You know, like he just has such a unique style where he blends like super ambient pads and like dark plucks and stuff like that. It's really hard to describe. The first sound I used in this beat is oh my god, dude. The first pad I used in this beat is the My Love pad in Shinju's Volume 3 Serum Bank. Shinju is an amazing sound designer. Definitely recommend go purchasing his kits. But basically, this is what it sounds like. You know, it's like very weird and bubbly and ambient. Again, I didn't know exactly what direction to go with, so I just figured I would start with something that kind of did the work for me, you know, not to be that way, but I mean, the pad is doing most of the work. And then the only other sound I use in this beat, guys, is this jungle pad that sounds like this. And then, guys, I actually rendered out that jungle pad to play as a one-shot because it had like way too much reverb. It sounds like this. So yeah, guys, that's the sound selection. With that out of the way, let's just hop right into the patterns that I did for this beat, starting off with the melodies. So honestly, guys, there's really not too much to this beat. It's more about how you do it. I don't want to say like quality over quantity, but like you don't want too many melody sounds in these beats. I think like the less the better, honestly. I could be completely wrong. Philip could be using like a million different sounds. But for these beats, in my opinion, the best way to start is to just like lay down a solid pad pattern or like an ARP pattern and then just build off of that from there. You know, keep adding sounds until it sounds good. If there's enough with just the pad, then leave it that way. But this is what my pad sounds like. You guys can probably hear that the delay and reverb is like really off time, and I didn't feel like fixing that, but I noticed that the first bar was like relatively on time, and I wasn't completely against having things that were like a little bit off tempo for some swing. So basically what I did is I took the first half, I rendered it out, and I just played that over and over again as like an audio file. There'll be no delay. It sounds like this. And honestly, guys, that is like the basis of the whole thing. You know, this pad was very wide and ambient and had a lot of different sounds involved in it, so I didn't have to do too much. I just felt like adding like a very short counter melody, so you know, I added that little jungle pad that I rendered out as a one shot, and it sounds like this. Very, very simple counter melody. Within the presidential beat, I definitely heard like a very distinct counter melody with some like plucky sounds and whatever. Didn't know exactly how to replicate that, so I tried my best, and that's literally it. This is the melody that we've created for this beat. Very repetitive, but if I'm going to be honest, I think that's okay because Slump usually carries on his beats. He usually picks out amazing beats, but then he just goes that extra step and just like, you know, completely bodies it. So keep your beats simple but super hard, and you're good. Now that we have the melodies out of the way, guys, we're going to move on to the drums. Starting off, we have this hi-hat pattern. This is what it's going to sound like. The drums on this beat were really unique. It was like a mix between like some like, you know, mosh pit rage, slump stuff, and then like drill almost. I really couldn't describe it. My best guess is that if Larry was doing the drums, he might have used like a fill or some like super bit crushed hi-hat and like turned it into like a percussion loop. Not completely sure. But yeah, my best attempt at replicating that was taking a hi-hat pattern and basically pitching it down an octave, and then, you know, like heavily messing with the velocity. And then I don't know if this part sounds good. It probably doesn't, but I basically just very slightly offset the hi-hats. The way I did this is holding down left shift and then, you know, the scroll wheel. Look at that. You can move it around and stuff. So I literally just moved it one. And that is the hi-hat pattern. Then, guys, we're going to add the clap and the Mexico drill perk together. They're going to sound like this. Again, super weird pattern. Not really sure how the drums were completely done in this beat, but the clap was very reminiscent of like a weird drill, like rim almost, but it sounded like bit crushed, you know, super crunchy. So again, I basically pitched the actual sample down and then moved it down some semitones in the piano roll. It has this very like typical, you know, like trappy, you know, clap plays, then it plays, then it plays. I don't know what I'm saying, but you can kind of like visually see what's going on there. And then it plays in a lower pitch region, you know, as like sort of like a percussion noise. And then it plays with a different bounce in the second half. It's just like overall super sporadic and bouncy. And yeah, I mean, those are the hi-hat and claps. That's like all the percussion that goes into this beat, if I'm going to be honest. You just want something super bouncy and super different with like a lot of crunch to it. Then, guys, we have the 808. This is where it gets super like fun, but you can see not too complicated. It primarily plays one note. You just want to have a lot of bounce in the 808. That's the most important part. I'm going to play you guys what my 808 pattern sounds like. Very, very, very similar to presidential. I kind of struggled to make my pattern, you know, more unique. However, I feel like this is accurate. You know, it's just like a very like, you know, triplet bounce. I don't think it's actually the right term, like a triplet bounce, but you really want to have the 808s hitting like back to back to back to back. Like you can hear like in this first half of the pattern, there's like a big gap here, but in the second half, I just have it playing like boom, 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 boom. I think this might be like a triplet pattern. I don't think that's completely the right term, but sorry, I don't know the like correct terms because I'm not a music god or whatever. But that is my 808 pattern. You basically want to like follow one note, and then, you know, at the end or towards the end, you want to raise it up to, you know, an extra note or two. And then right here, I just lowered it down because, oh my god, I lowered it down because I did hear something similar to that in presidential, so I just stole it, robbed him off that 808 pattern. And then, guys, the second 808 pattern, oh my god, my voice. And guys, the second 808 pattern, I don't have to explain because it's literally the same pattern, except it's with the isolation 808 instead of the meds 808, and it sounds like this. As you can see, I use an A note instead of a B note, I think, in the last pattern because this sounded like more accurate pitch-wise. The Meds 808 is really iffy. I don't know if you guys experience the same thing, but whenever I use the Meds 808 in like higher or lower octaves, it just like totally plays out of tune. I don't know why that happens. Yeah, that's the two 808 patterns within this beat. And then shockingly enough, guys, that's literally it. Those are all the patterns within this beat. You know, it's very quick, it's very to the point, but it works, so that's all that really matters. As for structuring, you kind of just want to do whatever feels right. For this beat, I basically had an 8-bar intro that was like super heavily automated with EQ. Here, I'll kind of play you guys what it sounds like. I don't think any of this was done in the actual like presidential beat that was used by Slump, but I just felt like doing it to, you know, make it a little bit more unique. Then guys, basically the next 8 bars is going to be playing everything, but it's going to be using the Meds 808. Then it's going to switch for the next 8 bars to the Isolation 808, and then after that we're going to be primarily using the Isolation 808. Right as Slump comes in, it's the Meds 808 or like something similar, super subby, and it really like blows out the speakers. It like clips super hard, and you know, that's like the big moment of the beat is actually right at the beginning, and then the Isolation 808 comes in and Slump kind of just treats it as like a massive verse, you know, like I think he might repeat the hook once, but I'm not completely sure. He kind of just goes crazy on the whole beat. So after the hook that we have right here, it's going to completely switch to the Isolation 808. You know, we're going to have a little break in the beat where like the drums and the 808 leaves. 8 bars into the verse, we're actually going to bring the Meds 808 back just for 4 bars or 2 bars. I'm not completely sure, but you know, just to add some variation to the beat. Then we're going to have something that acts as a verse where it's basically just both of the melody sounds. And then right before we drop back in, it's going to play a clap sound. And then from there, we basically repeat the verse again because like I said, the structuring was very like different and, you know, not very stereotypical for like a hip-hop beat. Not completely sure if this is 100% accurate, but I wasn't trying to completely copy them. So yeah, that's the structuring. You know, you want to basically have the beat start off on the high point and then kind of do like a verse-ish structuring for the rest of the beat. As for the master, guys, a little bit different than my normal master. I basically added a wave shaper and, you know, cranked it up to the left a little bit, not a little bit, a good amount. You want your beats to be super distorted. Slump loves his like distorted, clipping, crazy beats like that, so that's what you want to do. This EQ was just for automation, and then this is a soft clipper. Typically, I don't use a soft clipper on my master. I'll just keep it empty, but as long as you don't have the default limiter, you're good. That one sound that I rendered into a one shot, I basically added some fruity reverb and some fruity delay, nothing too crazy. And then for the Isolation 808, guys, this is the most key part. The Isolation 808 is an amazing 808. It's one of my favorite, like top 10, top 5, I don't know. But personally for me, the only way I can get it to hit is I turn it stereo. This little knob here, you know, it can go purple to the right and blue to the left. Turn it all the way to the left, crank it up a little bit here in the mixer, and then within the channel rack, just turn it like all the way up. You really want to just like boost the hell out of the Isolation 808. That's really what's going to make it hit and make your beats just go crazy. And yeah, that's it, I guess. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you watched it all the way through to the end, thank you so much. I really do appreciate all you guys who watch my videos all the way through to the end. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you didn't, don't. Remember to hit the subscribe button. I post videos 2 times a week covering underground and up-and-coming artists, challenge videos, entertainment content, and more. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day or night. Peace.